Hi, and thank you for joining today. Today, we're going to go over the QuickBooks Online Integration. Before we jump into it, just a quick introduction. My name is Jennifer Doyle. I'm one of the co-founders of InspectPoint, as well as the VP of Customer Success here. And before we jump into the product and see the integration in action, just a quick sort of why, what, and who, right? So why did we create this? Ultimately, to help save time and stop the duplicate work. From working with customers and getting feedback on this, we were finding that, before there was a lot of duplicate work, creating in one spot and then recreating it again inside QuickBooks Online. This new online integration eliminates that duplicate work. And ultimately, what it does to do that is it pushes invoices into QuickBooks Online or QBO from InspectPoint, and it allows you to sync products and services, buildings, and accounts into InspectPoint. It also allows you to push that information into QuickBooks Online as well, which I will show you. One thing to just keep in mind is the QuickBooks Online integration is available as an add-on to anybody on the Platinum tier. So if you do have any questions about what tier you're on, and if this is something that you'd be able to add to your account, please feel free to reach out to someone at your contact here at InspectPoint, whether that be support, your account manager, or someone at sales. So let's just jump right into the product here for a second. We're inside InspectPoint now. In order to connect InspectPoint with QuickBooks Online, like I mentioned, you have to be on our Platinum tier. So to first connect the software with InspectPoint with QuickBooks Online, you'll come to the settings area and you'll notice QuickBooks Online listed under the service area in the settings area. What you'll do is you'll just click on QuickBooks Online, and I already have my account connected. So once connected, you will see the status, whether it's good, it's been disabled, something's blocking it. And then if you do have multiple QuickBooks Online accounts, which one you are connected to. If this were your first time connecting QuickBooks with InspectPoint, what you would do is you would come to the screen and you would be prompted to log into your QuickBooks Online account. It's just basically that's all you need to do. So you log in, it connects the two, and then you're put to this screen right here. This was something that we really kept in mind when developing this integration. We work with a lot of softwares on our end, and sometimes the integrations sound great, but there's a lot of people that need to be involved, or you may need to bring in outside resources to help with it. And you don't need to do that with the InspectPoint and QuickBooks Online integration. It's just a really quick login, and then it is connected. Now, one thing also is products and services. If you are using products and services inside of QuickBooks, you can quickly pull those in and sync those into InspectPoint as corrections. So if I go back to that settings area and I go to proposal corrections, I will see any and all products and services that have been synced into InspectPoint via this little QBO icon. And if I ever wanted to import new products and services in, I no longer have to open up QuickBooks and hand type them into InspectPoint. Instead, I just click import from QuickBooks. I will see any of the items that have not yet been synced over. And if I want to, I can just click onto them and I would click import from QuickBooks. Now, let's say you do a pricing adjustment of your products and services inside of QuickBooks. You do not have to then come over to InspectPoint and manually update those prices. Once the product and service is synced into InspectPoint as a correction, if pricing is updated, you just have to click this little icon to sync it back up with QBO, and the pricing would be adjusted accordingly. Now, in addition, you can link your buildings and accounts into InspectPoint as well. So once again, removing that duplicate work. You no longer have to sort of bring over and hand type any of that information over. You could click onto the Buildings tab, and we tried to stay consistent. Anytime you're pulling anything in from QuickBooks Online, it's an import from QuickBooks Online. Means you're pulling it in. So we're going to import from QuickBooks, and we're going to see any buildings that are not yet in InspectPoint. So once again, you're only going to see every time that you go to import items that are not yet inside of Inspect Point. If I wanted to import this, I would import from QuickBooks, select all that I wanted, import from QuickBooks, and they would become buildings inside Inspect Point. Now, I'll always be able to see which ones have been synced because I will see the little QBO icon. Now, I mentioned beforehand, if you wanted and you had maybe a customer inside of Inspect Point that you want to add to QuickBooks, you do not have to manually type the customer into QuickBooks. Let's just say I wanted to bring over ABC Hospital. I can, inside QuickBooks, link to an existing building, or I can create a brand new account. I would click onto the building, I would click Link QBO Customer, and I can either select from a dropdown or I can create from scratch. Now, once I do that, I'll get a notification that says that the building is saved to QBO, and I will see here that it is now linked. If I come back to the Buildings tab, I will see the QBO icon, meaning that this building now exists in QBO and syncing can happen. The same can happen for accounts as well. So if I'm bringing over accounts, I can import from QuickBooks, and any of the items that are synced with QBO will have the QBO icon on there. Now, ideally, the flow would be, right, inspection, you are out there doing the inspection, identifying deficiencies, you're creating that proposal, you get approval for the proposal, you're creating a work order, you're completing the work, and then you're sending the invoice. Now, another workflow that I'll show is creating just that one-off proposal and then just generating the invoice. This will still fit into the flow, but for timing, I'll just shorten it down for everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and create a quick proposal. I'm going to come in and click New Proposal, and I'm just going to create a name for it. I'm going to select a building. This building does not have a contact associated with it, so I am going to just add this information manually. And just for time, I won't fill in all of the fields, only the required ones. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And on the fee summary in step 2, I'm going to go ahead and add some of those proposed corrections. So those products and services that we synced over from QuickBooks Online. I'm going to go ahead and click down here and add a couple of those items. Okay, so now I have added those items, and I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Now, just for ease, I'm going to go ahead and use some of those defaults that I've created. I'm not including sales tax on here, so I do want to make a point to have my customer know that sales tax is not included in this quote. And I'm going to use my default terms and conditions. If I wanted to add a photo, I can go ahead in and add photos. I can also go in and add attachments as well as previously generated reports if I really want to give the customer more contact. And then most importantly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see the preview that the customer is going to see. And I'm going to go ahead, click Save and Send, see a preview of that proposal, and send it out the door. Now, let's just say in this world, right, the customer has received it, says it's great, we've done what we're going to do, and I need to create an invoice from this now. I'm going to click onto the ID number because I'm going to convert it to an invoice from this step, and I'm going to convert it to an invoice. Now, all of the information, those proposed corrections that I had on that proposal are going to pull over. I'm going to see all of the company billing and information as well, and I'm going to save. Now, you do have the option depending upon how you would like to invoice. You can save, which means that it will not go to the customer from Inspect Point, or you can save and send, and that will go from Inspect Point. It will be the Inspect Point format. In this case, what I wanted to do was click Save, and I'm actually going to send the invoice from inside QuickBooks. So I'm going to find that invoice, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click View. I'm going to scroll down, and I want to send this to QBO now. So I'm going to go ahead and click Send to QBO. I'm going to get a success bar right up here at the top. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in to QBO, and we are in. And now I'm going to go find that customer. I'm going to find those customers and leads, click onto Rory's roller coaster, and I see the open invoice here. Now, the reason why I have decided to go and send this through QuickBooks Online is for the sales tax portion of it. So now at this point, I can go ahead and do what I need to do, send this off to my customer. From there, if we were to receive payment, we can indicate that once the payment is received, it can be shown inside of InspectPoint as paid as well. So as payments are received in QuickBooks, it will update that the payment is received over in InspectPoint as well. So quickly, just kind of going back over into the slides now, just a really quick recap, of sort of the features and why we did this, some key takeaways, right? So I mentioned this before, but the QuickBooks Online integration really saves you time and money. And it eliminates that duplicate work. And that's how you're ultimately saving time and money, right? Every little thing you have to do, that's an extra step is taken away from that bottom line. So eliminating that duplicate work not only saves time and money, but in the end, it can also save errors from happening as well. We're all human, and accidents and errors can happen. And this can help eliminate that because you're not updating in two spots. The connecting of InspectPoint with QuickBooks Online is fast and easy. So as you're signing between the two of them, you do not have to bring in an outside IT source. You do not have to have a QuickBooks expert or bring in any development teams. It's really just a sign in and ready to go. And then ultimately, it allows you to just have each software do what it does best, right? So InspectPoint, really there to help you drive your business, run your business, and allow you to create those inspections, manage those deficiencies, send those proposals out, handle the work orders, and letting QuickBooks do what it does best, right? Reconciliation, bookkeeping, taxes, all of that. It can really just let the softwares do what they do best. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact our support team at support@inspectpoint.com, or whoever your contact may be at InspectPoint. You can also contact the sales at InspectPoint team as well. But if any questions come up, please do not hesitate to reach out.